If you're a business owner, entrepreneur, or content creator, then marketing is important. And if you want to take full advantage of your marketing, then knowing about copywriting frameworks is important because it'll help you make more money more efficiently. But what is copywriting? And what are copywriting frameworks and why do I need them? All the answers to this and much more in this video. And if you stay till the end, I'll introduce you to some of the most popular copywriting frameworks used today. So let's jump in. First, what is copywriting? My favorite, and I believe the best definition of copywriting, I got from the Copywriter's Handbook by Robert Bly, and it's on Audible as well. And it's this: a copywriter is a salesperson behind a typewriter. And actually, that definition, the author, Robert Bly, got from Judith Charles, who, if I remember correctly, was the president of her own communications agency. Hopefully, I did not get that wrong. But a copywriter is essentially sales persuasion in print. And the goal of copywriting is, again, to increase sales. Sometimes that's directly, sometimes that's indirectly, but that is definitely the point of copywriting. So the point is sales and copywriting is persuasion in print. So what are some examples of copywriting? Examples of copywriting could be YouTube scripts, videos, video sales letters, emails, landing pages, text messages, courses, social media, ads, billboards and like signs, brochures, books. All kinds of things would count as copywriting, even things that aren't written, like those videos and podcasts that we mentioned a little bit earlier. Okay, so we know what copywriting is and some examples of copywriting. What are copywriting formulas? Okay, so copywriting formulas are like structured approaches to creating compelling, persuasive, and effective copy. Okay, so they're structured approaches for creating copy. Why do I need these copywriting formulas or frameworks? Well, these frameworks will help you to make high quality content, like persuasive content, faster. First, because you use a certain structure, and that structure is like a reliable, tested structure, it will ensure that your copy is organized. It makes sure that your copy is impactful, that it's well structured, right? The second thing, so it can increase your conversion rates. So conversion rates are the clicks. They're the action that we want to happen at the result. Maybe at the end of your landing page, you want the client to click a button, right? So how many people click that button versus how many people have seen that button will be your conversion rate. So if you use these frameworks, they can help increase your conversion rate because the content is more persuasive and compelling. It'll get more clicks. So your conversion rate goes up. Okay, and then the third thing, if you use these frameworks, it will increase your efficiency and save you some time. So again, instead of sitting and staring at a blank screen or a piece of paper, you can create this high quality structured content a lot quicker. And that saves you time, which saves you money, especially if you're paying by the hour. If you're a copywriter, it saves you time having to work sit and ideate, having to make sure that your copy is structured in a way, it makes it a whole lot easier for you. And if you need a copywriter or digital marketer, see how I can help you in the description below. All right, so what else will these frameworks help you do? So they will help you to like adapt to different audiences. So let's say you're an email copywriter, right? And you don't necessarily have a particular niche. You may have a couple clients who, or let's say you are an email copywriter and you have a client who is a gardener, another client who is a business coach, maybe another client who works with software or SaaS products, right? All those things are different, but if you use copywriting frameworks, that can help to make your copy effective and still structured, even though you're dealing with different audiences, right? That also helps even if you're dealing with different marketing goals. For example, if you are trying to help one client increase their conversion rate, um, you may use different frameworks than another customer that you're or client that you're trying to help, say, improve open rates. Another reason you'll want to use copywriting frameworks is they're kind of a shortcut to, I guess, psychological understanding or psychology 101, if that makes sense. Instead of trying to sit and learn about this is how people are influenced and this is the best way to make a sale or things like that, um, you can use these copywriting frameworks as kind of a shortcut. So they've been battle tested to be the most persuasive structures. So instead of having to get a psychology degree, you can use those structures, which are kind of psychologically sound and set up. So then you don't have to do that part. You could just stick with the structure and leave the psychology on the other side. Another reason to learn them are they're just great for your digital marketing tool belt. So if you happen to be a digital marketer, a business owner, entrepreneur, then odds are you're going to be selling something online, right? And if you are selling something online, you would be doing digital marketing. And if you have these copywriting tools or copywriting frameworks to put in your digital marketing tool belt, that will make digital marketing a lot easier for you. And spending less time creating copy will give you more time to do other things, to pay attention to analytics, to set up an account or set up accounts, to do a bunch of other things that would be vital for your digital marketing. And then the last one is to kind of another reason, or the last reason you would want to know these frameworks and formulas is because they help to kind of weed out content writers and amateurs. So if you're just learning about writing or marketing, okay, so I would say that learning copywriting frameworks, like everyone who is doing writing and marketing without knowing anything about the customer, doing any research, knowing any copywriting things, I would say that they're here at like a level zero, if you will. And then one step up from that is definitely is learning these copywriting frameworks and things that helps to first get your customers' attention. odds are, if you don't know anything about marketing or anything about writing or copywriting, then you don't know anything about researching the customer and what they want or talking like them, anything like that. So when you learn these copywriting frameworks, it puts you a step above that, right? So now you have a little bit more experience, a little bit more guidance, and your copy will be more persuasive, right? Another, or on the flip side of that, is you'll be able to weed out like content writers and amateurs if you are hiring, right? Again, if you're a business owner or entrepreneur, you may not always be the one doing the writing and marketing, but you want to know that the person that you're working with isn't a complete amateur and that they're not necessarily a content writer. While content writers are great, um, copywriters and copywriting is specifically geared to make more sales, right? So a content writer may not have that as their primary goal in the same way that a copywriter might. And if you are a business owner or entrepreneur, odds are you're worried about sales, about conversions, because at the end of the day, that's what's going to keep the lights on, right? All right. And as promised, since you stayed till the end, I'm going to tell you about a couple of those popular copywriting frameworks. And maybe in some future videos, I'll go into deeper detail, but I do just want to give you kind of an overview. So that way you can get acclimated with them. Right, so the first one, and probably one of the most popular ones, is PAS. That stands for Problem, Agitate, Solution. So you present a problem, you agitate that problem to the customer, you talk about what the disadvantages would be to not solving this problem and kind of make the problem more at the forefront of the customer's mind. And then you offer a solution, right? Which would be in the form of your products or service. So the second, probably most popular framework is AIDA, and that's attention, interest, desire, and action. First, you get the client's attention. You interest them in your product or service. Then you build desire for that product or service, and then you initiate action, or you get them to initiate action. The next one is ACCA, and that stands for awareness, comprehension, conviction, and action. And if I'm being completely honest with you, ACCA is very similar to AIDA in that way. So, awareness, attention, comprehension, interest. So you get the customer to comprehend how this issue is affecting their lives and how it may affect their lives adversely in the future, right? Then you build conviction that your solution is the solution that can help them, and you can build conviction maybe with a story, or you can build it with testimonials, um, things like that. And then last is action. So you convince the customer or client to take action. The next one is the 4 P's. That stands for picture, promise, prove, push. First, you get the customer to picture what's their issue. Wait, no. Okay, so you get them to picture what the product can do for them, how it can change their lives, and then promise. You make a you make a promise to the client of what will happen, and you do that through. Oh no, I'm sorry. Yes, promise what will happen if the reader buys the product, and then you prove what the product has done for other people. You can do that with testimonials, and then push. Same thing as action, get the customer to take an action. And then let's see, I got two more. Okay, so next is FAB. That stands for features, advantages, and benefits. So you talk about the features of your program, product, service, and then you talk about the advantages, um, everything that it will help the customer do, the problems that it will help them overcome, and then you talk about the benefits. I'm sorry, benefits is the problems that they will overcome, positive impacts for their lives, ways that this product will transform their lives, making it better. And then the last one that I have is the 4 C's, and that stands for clear, concise, credible, and compelling. Now, the 4 C's, clear, concise, credible, and compelling, first, you could definitely use those for more like headlines, as 4 rules. Make sure it's clear, concise, credible, and compelling, right? But then also, that is a kind of way that you want to think about all of your copy. Whether you're creating emails, whether you're creating landing pages, whether you're creating newsletters, it doesn't really matter. If you keep those 4 things in mind, to whatever it is, make sure it's clear. Make sure it's easy to understand, that the person reading it or listening to it understands what you're saying, because if they don't understand, they can't do what it is that you want them to do at the end, right? So then the second one is concise. Make sure that it is straight to the point. Attention spans are getting shorter, which means that your marketing needs to be more precise, more exact, and not only gets their attention, but that the make sure that the message is brief and to the point. And then third is credible. Are there statistics? Are there testimonials? Are there case studies that we can provide to give proof to the customer that we've done this before, that it will have the result that we want the product or experience, service, whatever to have, right? Make sure it's credible. And then lastly, compelling. Um, if it's not compelling, then the customer won't take action. And this could be maybe a deadline, maybe it's urgency that you're using, maybe it's scarcity. But if there is no reason for the customer to take action, if there's no compelling reason for the customer to take action, then they won't. They will just read it and then or listen and then continue on with something else. And that's not what you want. You want them compelled to take action so you get that conversion. Like, oh, Dom, that was so many. Well, if you are interested in learning more about copywriting or copywriting frameworks, check out this video here.